Organizations like NOAA and NASA play a crucial role in providing us with scientific data that helps us understand the severity of the problem. But with great power comes great responsibility, and it's natural to wonder if these organizations are giving us the full picture. Can we really trust the information they're feeding us? The 2015 climate change study, often called the Karl Study, often cited as evidence of a NASA conspiracy theory that caught my attention. It suggested that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, not NASA, had been caught red-handed, manipulating climate data to fit their agenda. Suddenly, all those conspiracy theories didn't seem so far-fetched anymore. But as I delved deeper into the study, I realized that it was based on flawed methodology and had been widely discredited by the scientific community. Dr. Zeke Housefather, a climate scientist and researcher, discusses climate models.
Our evaluation found that climate models have been quite accurate in predicting global warming. Their projections over the last 5 decades have been consistent with observed climate changes once we account for differences in how forcings were implemented. This gives us confidence in their ability to project future climate changes. My colleagues and I have evaluated climate models dating back to the 1970s. We found that once small errors in projected forcings were corrected, these models did remarkably well in predicting future warming. Out of 17 projections, 14 were statistically indistinguishable from actual observed warming.
According to Dr. Michael Mann, a prominent climate scientist and director of the Earth System Science Center at Pennsylvania State University,
the Karl Study played a crucial role in reaffirming the reality of ongoing global warming, which in turn has influenced policy decisions aimed at mitigating climate change. Its findings helped to counteract claims of a global warming hiatus and underscored the importance of sustained climate action.
However, Dr. Judith Curry, a climatologist and former chair of the School of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences at the Georgia Institute of Technology, has an opposing view of the Karl Study.
The Karl Study's adjustments to historical temperature data have raised concerns about the transparency and robustness of climate research. These adjustments have significant implications for climate policy, as they influence the perceived rate of global warming and the urgency of policy responses.
There's no denying that NOAA has been at the forefront of climate change research, providing us with valuable insights into the effects of global warming. But despite their efforts, there's still a lot of misinformation and misconceptions floating around. And that's exactly what we are discussing today. With so much at stake, it's essential that we get to the bottom of things and separate fact from fiction. For years, NOAA has been releasing data that suggests the Earth's temperature is rising at an alarming rate. But have you ever stopped to think about how they're getting this information? Are they telling us the whole story? Or is there something they're not sharing? These are questions that I have been thinking about for a while now, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. The truth is, climate change is a complex issue that's still not fully understood. And when you throw in the mix of politics, funding, and public opinion, things get even murkier. So it's natural to have some doubts about the information we're being given. But what if I told you that there are some compelling arguments out there that suggest NOAA might be hiding something from us? There's a growing number of people who believe that NOAA is manipulating climate data to fit their agenda. Some claim that they're exaggerating the threat of global warming to secure more funding for their research. Others believe that they're in cahoots with governments and corporations to push a specific narrative. Sounds far-fetched, right? But hear me out. But here's the thing. While these conspiracy theories might be intriguing, they're not exactly based on solid evidence. In fact, most of them have been debunked by the scientific community. So, what's going on here? Are these people just paranoid, or is there something more to it? I realized that, despite the noise and the misinformation, the overwhelming majority of scientists agree on one thing. Human-induced climate change is real, and it's a pressing issue that needs to be addressed. But what does this mean for us? How do we separate the fact from the fiction, and what are the implications of all this? The truth is, The debate around climate change has been politicized, and that's a tragedy. It's not about left or right, it's about the future of our planet. And if we're going to make any progress, we need to focus on the facts, not the fiction. We need to hold these four-letter organizations like NASA and NOAA accountable for the information they're giving us. But we also need to be critical of the misinformation that's out there. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Are government agencies hiding the truth about global warming? In my opinion, the answer is no. But that doesn't mean we should blindly trust everything they say. We need to stay vigilant, stay informed, and stay critical. Ultimately, it's up to us to make a difference. We need to demand more transparency from organizations like NOAA and NASA, and we need to hold our politicians accountable for taking action on climate change. It's a complex issue, but it's not insurmountable. And who knows, maybe one day we'll look back on this video and think, wow, we really made a difference. Thanks for watching, and if you're curious about climate change, be sure to check out our other videos on the subject. Let us know what you think in the comments below.